Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah!
We got it! We got it!
New 52 booklet.
Somebody clip this.
Welcome to Comics League. I'm Jared, and today I'm giving you guys the problem with DC Rebirth. Yes, I'm going there, and you've seen me in many different videos I put out bashing Rebirth. Rightly so, because when you look at what it actually did to DC continuity, it kind of screwed it up. So let's start off. Number one, an over-reliance on nostalgia. Now, here's the thing about nostalgia. It can be good, but the problem is, and this kind of links back to links to point number two, but I'm going to introduce it here. The problem with Rebirth. Okay, so for clarity, the new 52 rebooted everything, treat it like it's square one, which I think honestly was the best thing to do. Because here's the problem. Even though it threw out a lot of stuff, here's the thing. If you want DC to grow, they have to attract new readers. They're not going to attract new readers if they have to read 70 years of continuity in order to understand what's going on. So you got to roll with that. So when eventually the way this later factors in is that when they abandoned New 52, they just brought back all the nostalgia stuff that didn't work. And it's historically shown it didn't work because DC was almost shut down pre-Flashpoint because the sales were so freaking low. Now, number two, again, it brought back what made Flashpoint necessary. And Dan DiDio himself has been very clear on this. He's like, it seems like Rebirth brought back what made, because the thing that they wanted to do with New 52 from a story perspective is like revamp Superman, let's say. And then later on, what would happen is, and so that's where they took out the marriage. They gave him the more Kryptonian bodysuit. It's not armor, actually. When you actually look at it in the comics, it's not armor. It gets misconstrued as armor. But if you actually read the comics, like the Grant Morrison Superman book, it's not armor. It's still a bodysuit. It just looks like armor because it has like the lines. But anyway, back to this. So what you would see here is they brought back the Superman that wasn't selling. They brought back the Lois that wasn't selling. Arguably, Lois has never sold, but that's besides the point. And a lot of what they basically brought back the exact same continuity that led to DC almost getting shut down. And guess what? We're kind of in that same spot right now. I'm not saying DC is going to get shut down, but I'm saying sales-wise, it's not looking good for DC. Number three, it was vindictive toward the New 52 fans. I mean, hell, I've done many videos about why Rebirth Superman was one of the most insulting things I've ever read. Because actually, what wasn't a Rebirth Superman, it was Rebirth Action Comics, where the premise of this story is, so let's say Lois Lane is in danger yet again, and John are in danger. So Superman and Wonder Woman, and this is post-crisis Superman, and ostensibly New 52 Wonder Woman are in danger, rush to save Lois and John. So Jurgens takes it upon himself to so Lois goes to Diana and say, I know this must be odd with me and Clark and everything. And then Wonder Woman goes, no, don't. It seems true. And I'm like, the hell? What is this? Or like when in the Rucka Wonder Woman run, where they wanted to like basically wipe out the entire New 52 Wonder Woman run by lazily saying that Wonder Woman has never been home, even though that doesn't work because literally Deathstroke has been to the island. So where was Deathstroke? Where was Superman? See, here's the thing. Not only was it vindictive, it was kind of lazy. So then you get to, it didn't lead to massive sales. And so see, at first, At first it sold relatively well, but that's because they were double shipping. But in terms of like trades and regular books, you didn't get the massive sales boost that you got with the new 52. And I have always posited that if this was the way the fan base really wanted the books to be, why didn't you show up? And so why wasn't it as big of a sales juggernaut as the new 52 was? Same thing with the whole Superman, Lois, and Clark book. If that was the direction that the wanted, why didn't the sales reflect that? Because I'm sorry, 35,000 for Superman and Lois is pitiful. Then finally, number 5, it convoluted the continuity, because here's the thing. Then when DC was in the process of throwing out the new 52, they realized there was some stuff they liked. So you had Superman Reborn, which essentially served as a reboot, and it wiped away most of new 52. And Tomasi was very clear, it wiped out the Superman-Wonder Woman relationship. Then the funny part is that literally in the Wonder Woman books, they were referencing the Superman-Wonder Woman relationship as a past event. So that can't happen, dude. So the other thing, I would be less hard on Rebirth if there weren't so many obvious miscommunications in terms of books. Like, if the Wonder Woman editorial is going to, if the Superman editorial is going to wipe out the relationship, they should communicate to the Wonder Woman editorial, like, hey, we're not going to do this. Don't reference the relationship in comics at all. But they clearly didn't, because it showed up in the Steve Orlando Wonder Woman book. So overall, it just muddied the water severely. But anyway, those are my 5 problems with DC Rebirth. And honestly, there was so much potential. But I will say, there were some good books in Rebirth, like Green Lanterns, first half of Batman. So it wasn't all bad. I just think it wasn't as earth-shaking or as big as people make it out to be. So that's the purpose of this video. But anyway, stay woke, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.